You probably don't realize it, but you need more balance in your life. You might have heard that you shouldn't play video games and you should quit. And yeah, that's true, but to an extent. You don't want to quit doing what you love like permanently because that defines you. If you if let's say in the past you couldn't stop yourself from playing video games and you were addicted and you were playing for like hours on end daily, then yeah, you would want to quit for like a while. You will want to slow down, get some discipline so that you can improve yourself in everything and it doesn't interfere with anything else. But what you want to do is you want to keep it in your life so that you have something like a reward. You need a reward because you can't be doing all good things and have no reward. If you remove what defines you from your life, your interests, then who are you? Your only personality is just you want to get better, you're on self improvement, you want to go through the pain, but no, you can't get through that pain without a reward. You can't go through all these hardships and expect to succeed through even further hardships later on without rewards or having fun or motivation or anything like that. When I used to play games, I would play like all the time, literally like 10 hours a day, every day, 5 to 7 days a week. And then I stopped. I did it for, no, like 2 hours on the weekend. Then moved to 4 hours on the weekend, and then it just stopped. I stopped doing it, but that was a mistake. Because I realized I still wanted to do it, and I still had the desire to do it. So I got a new computer, and I wanted it to do gaming, so I decided to do it on there. So I would have small, little gaming sessions scattered around in a bad environment when I really should have just been working, and then I should have played in the best way possible on the weekends. You should keep gaming in your life because you know you're always going to want to do it. And even if it's not gaming, like maybe it's watching TV shows, movies, whatever it is, you want to keep it in your life. This also has to do with creation versus consumption. If you want to create video games, you have to consume some. You have to play some if you want to know how they're made, some of the good things that you like in them, some of the important things. That's a very important part. But you also need to make sure that you do create things. And even if it's like shows, if you want to create a show, yeah, I mean that's cool. Honestly, that is really cool. Or a movie, even more impressive. You're gonna want to watch at like a good amount of shows. There's like probably a ratio, but I feel like a good one to start off with is 5 to 1. Start off watching 5 shows to make one, maybe like 5 episodes, and 5 movies to make one movie. I do feel like that is quite balanced and overall just a good ratio to listen to. But it's good to, you still need to keep your discipline and you need to moderate the time that you play. Or watch movies or shows if that's what you're gonna do. Even if it's like anything different, yeah, it's still the same thing. It still applies. Set a time that you're gonna do it and have a purpose for each session. I know when I've gone on Roblox before, which is the main game I play like some games on it. I'm not gonna say, but when I go with a purpose, it's much better because I have a lot more fun. When I know I'm gonna do this in this game, I actually like feel enjoyment. Except when I'm like doing it no purpose. Oh, I'm just gonna see what I have to do, see what I want to do. Then that's good because that's what you want to avoid. You really don't want to have that. It's much better to have a intent for each session. If you walk around mindlessly, I mean, where are you gonna get? You're not gonna have much fun. But if you walk with a purpose, walk towards a purpose, like you're gonna feel better, like doing it, and in the end, knowing that you wasted your entire gaming session and you still don't feel good at the end is not good. You always want to have the same principles applied everywhere. Like, enjoy the process. That's one that I just recently talked about. Just came up in my head. Want to apply that to gaming too. If you're applying it to your life, you want to apply discipline. You want to stop when you say you're gonna stop. Don't play for like more than 2 hours a day though. Like, it's not very good unless you're gonna do. I usually do 2 hours each weekend day, like 2 hours Saturday, 2 hours Sunday. If you want to do 4 hours one day, I mean, I do feel like that would be better, but for me, it's just better to do 2 hours Saturday, 2 hours Sunday. And obviously, it's good to like, even if you're playing, you could like record videos and then later on do video editing, so that way you get the creation and the consumption in one, which is actually really amazing. That is like perfect for doing what you want to do and learning a new skill that you can apply later on in life. Gaming is fun, and I do really enjoy like seeing the storytelling that people put in their games, even like the art, like the designs. I think that we should all appreciate what people have put in, all the work that people have put in, and the product of that work. And there needs to be consumers, because if we consume other people's games, if we don't, let's start off by saying this: if we don't consume other people's games, who's gonna consume ours? If we do make them. Gaming is a really big industry right now, and you can make tons if you make a game, a good game, a successful one. And it is fun. You know it's fun, and you know you want to do it. If you stop, then you're not gonna. You're still gonna. That desire will not go away. It will stay. You're always gonna want to do something fun once in a while. So it's much better to balance it all out. You need to have that fun thing in your life. If you're always like doing things you don't want to do, well, I mean, let's say you haven't started working on enjoying the process. If you're always doing things you don't want to do, you're not going to, in the beginning when you start off like on self-improvement, you're not going to want to do the things. You're not going to enjoy it at first. Unless you do. In that case, good for you. But if you don't enjoy it, you're going to need something to get you through, like a reward. If you do enjoy it, then you're going to need that different type of reward. The reward knowing you did something bad, but you deserved it, and you can do it guilt-free. You need to find how to do it guilt-free, because if you are playing and then at the end you feel like, oh, I should have done this, you should have done that first. Only play when you deserve it. Only watch shows and movies when you deserve it. I've heard of like an 80-20% rule. My friend said that 80% of his day is stuff he has to do, stuff that makes him better, and 20% of the day is things he wants to do. I believe that's a good rule, honestly. You need to have that free time. You need a reward. So, basically, I do think that you should play it in the best way possible. If you have two devices, one which you only have access to like weekends or something like that, like me. Let's just say that you're like me. You have one computer. It's not a very powerful one. Terrible for gaming. Absolutely horrendous. And you have another one. Very good for gaming. Or maybe you don't play on computer. Maybe you play on console or phone. Same thing applies. If you have like a really good computer for gaming and you only have access to it on the weekends, you should use that instead of. You should absolutely never use the device you have access to most of the time for gaming. You should use that for work. Follow the 80-20% rule. Because if you use, okay, right now this thing, what I'm using to record, this is the device I'm talking about. I use this 80% of the time, and it's always for work. I use that one to 20%, my gaming laptop 20% of the total time. Like, relative to this one. That's gonna be like, that's, I unintentionally followed the 80-20% rule. Basically, you really do want to enjoy it all because it defines you. And if you quit gaming, I don't think you should quit gaming, but if you do decide to, it's gonna take a lot of work and it's not gonna be the best. You always want to do what's best for yourself, and it might seem like counterintuitive, but doing what you want to do is occasionally is better than always doing what you don't want to do. Or maybe, okay, there's two different types of want to do's and happiness that you get. The amount of happiness that you get from the end of the workout is happiness because you realize that the realization that you're working towards something, that you have a purpose, that you're improving yourself, is different than having fun with friends and playing around enjoying someone else's creation online. Because you know it's not real, but you know it's fun. Anyways, I don't think I have much more else to say. This is my first time doing a video during the week, and I'm going to make this week, I'm going to do one video each day this week. So, I'm excited for that. Anyways, I hope this brought value to your life. You may subscribe if you like, and I will see you in a later video where I will assist you further if you need it.